Hello, everyone, and thanks again for tuning in to another episode of You Art With Me with your orator, Edik, aka E-Ray. Hey, everybody, how y'all doing today? Getting back into the second part of this horse that I'm working on, the Parisian horse. As you see what I'm doing right now, I'm beginning the shading part of this, and I wasn't quite happy with the eye portion of it as well, so I actually fixed that too. Darkening in my lines a little bit, and just kind of going in with it. On this one, I kind of compose. I gotta figure out what's going on with my my micro file or SD, my micro SD card. It's kind of like it's corrupting some of my data, so probably not ejecting it correctly. So I need to make sure I'm injecting it correctly and formatting it every time I start recording, because I'm losing like vital footage that, you know, like beginning of I just started the Albert Beckles piece that I'm working on, and I was trying to do some editing on that, and it was saying that that file was corrupted and I couldn't play it. So I'm gonna have to start from kind of already rendered piece when I do the next one. I'm gonna take a week off from doing the large land mammals. I got the first 3 completed. I'm actually working on the glass framing that I'm going to be doing. I'm gonna have those pieces in between 2 panes of glass. So hopefully I can kind of do a video on how I want to construct that and get those going, drill, if I have a little bit of time. But you know, time is of the essence. It seems like you never have enough time. But getting back to this piece that I'm doing right here, I'm working on his nostrils and trying to get that, you know, that rendering and get the contrast that I was kind of looking for. Like I said, I kind of sped it up. I kind of feel like you know, kind of taking a little bit of time, because like I said, time is of the essence. So I'm gonna speed these up a little bit and try to put more footage in one. So hopefully, and I'm growing with this too, so you know, be patient with me. I'm growing with my editing and everything like that, and then I'm trying to find time for art. And then of course I got a regular 9 to 5 as well, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to balance everything out, and you know, personal life, all that stuff, you gotta balance it. So I'm trying to do all that and still create content and show you guys my art, and hopefully, you know, it's fulfilling to you as it is to me. Like I said, I do appreciate like people, you know, saying, commenting, and positive comments that I get, especially on my IG page and Lionhead Circle. The likes and stuff like that, people from all over the world, and it's really cool. I find it really cool when you got somebody from over the pond, you know, across the pond, or so to speak, and you know what I'm saying, and they give you a like, and you know what I'm saying, it just kind of shows where we at as civilization, where we're at right now, where we can communicate with pretty much anybody, anywhere, in any part of this planet. And like, this kind of, so to speak, saying that, you know, the world is getting smaller. Not really, not physically getting smaller, that I know of, but yeah, the world is getting smaller as far as mass communication. You know, like, you, before things could happen, and you know, across the world, and it would seem like light years away from you, and you know, things wouldn't be exposed. So things could happen somewhere across the world, and like some kind of inhumane thing or something positive, and we wouldn't know about it because we're kind of in our lives. And you know, some people haven't even left. Like, I think Common says that, you know, and I think it's that 199 song he did with Talib and Mos Def, and he says that, you know, some people haven't left a 12 block radius of where they live. you know. And with the social media, internet, and things of this nature, we're able to do that and kind of like reach out and be more humane and, you know, actually um, reach out to our fellow brother and across the pond somewhere. You know, I think that's if the internet has done anything a positive, I think that is one of the greatest things, you know, that the internet has done is bridge the gap where humans can be humane and reach out to someone like what it would seem probably to someone, you know, that never really left like a maybe even a 4 block radius of their neighborhood. Live there their whole life, get to experience someone else's life, culture, and, you know, and appreciate it from afar, and that's cool. And yeah, it's like I said. So I'm getting back to this horse. I really was saying it was the guy I was working with. He happened to show me this, and he showed me this horse galloping, and I just thought this horse was so beautiful. And we both commented on it. I was like, man, this is a really beautiful creature, you know. And he's very muscular and massive. Like I said, like of a Clydesdale breed, but it also had like a elegance of like the stallion, you know, the Arabian breed of horse. So it was like a mesh up of like the best of both worlds, and that's what intrigued me and wanted me to and led me to actually do this horse. See, right now I'm going through with my smudge tool, and I'm kind of giving some depth and giving contrast, so you can kind of get a better perspective of the muscle mass and the fullness of the muscles. I'm gonna mostly use this technique as well when I go into and I might start doing it like I might do like one of my muscle, like, you know what I'm saying, muscle guys that I'm doing, and like I'm working on the Albert Beckles right now. Um, he was just someone that stood out to me. Like I said, when I first started getting into working out with weights and stuff like that, and I remember I was in high school and I read the article, and he was like 53, and he was like in superb shape, and he was muscular. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, that's crazy. You know, 53-year-old cat, and this dude he pretty yoked up. So, you know, he was diesel. So I was like, man. So as reading an article about him, you know, he kind of was an inspiration. I thought about, man, this 50-year-old guy, and I'm like probably what 16, 17 right now, and, you know, I got my little concrete weights, and, you know, I'm trying to play ball, and, you know, I'm feeling myself at this point. So yeah, but he was an inspiration to me, like I said, and I think he was from Barbados, born in Barbados, but I think he was a English. He had like resident England or something like that. So, and I think he maybe grew up in England. He became a professional bodybuilder. But you see what I'm doing here is I'm I'm putting the hair in because the hair was actually I wanted you to the reason why I chose this reference because I like the massiveness of the neck, and I wanted to show like I had other ones where the hair was flowing on the front side, where this one the hair was on the back side, but you still got a little bit of the flowing mane of the horse. So I wanted to incorporate that into as well, but I still wanted to give you part of his mass and give you a sense of the massiveness of his neck and the muscles in this beautiful creature, this horse. And like I said, I really wasn't really happy with the eye. You see the kind of transition that I got right here. I really wasn't all that happy with that eye on there, so I worked on that. And so it kind of, if you see right now, kind of erased the eye and blended in, and it's going to get better. So yeah, so you kind of see me scrolling here, scrolling through my references and stuff like that. Trying to find out, yeah, that particular. So, and I wanted to make its eye so I can get a picture of his eye or whatever. So that's what I'm kind of doing now. I should have kind of scrambled through that a little bit, but yeah. So now I'm getting back on it, getting back on task, and yeah, I did do away with that eye. It just anatomically wasn't. It didn't look correctly. It didn't look correct the way it was, and it didn't pop. Kind of had him look a little weird. It went weird as far as it go, but I was really satisfied, and that's why I think I kind of yeah. That's my little shirt with my symbol. I took off and put on my little shirt. But yeah, so now I'm just trying to work that top brow of the eye, and I wanted to fix that and give it a little bit more anatomically, and saying the anatomic correct look according to the way the whole mouth and nose and head is moving. Even adjust the other eyebrow a little bit, and I adjust the bridge of his mouth and nose, and how it protrudes out or whatnot. Had to do that, and like I said, so I sped everything up because it actually this was about probably 30 minutes or so on these. So I kind of mashed about 2 30-minute sittings down to about 20 something or 19 minutes. So, and as you see here, it's the eye look. It's looking a lot. So that brow, me fixing that brow and the eye came a lot. It looks a lot better. And you get to see that jaw, that massive bulge in his jaw, the muscularity, and I also want you to see like how the muscle splits. And I brought that in with the lines on his neck. And I wanted to give you contrast and lighting. If you look at it, the light source is kind of like from its back of his neck coming down, so you get that feeling. And I really worked on the eye a little bit more, and I wanted to, because before when I first, you look at the first video, like I said, the eye was super huge, which they do have like a kind of a large black eye, but it looked more My Little Pony-ish, and I wanted to give a more realistic view or perspective of what I was trying to convey, and give really strong features. So I'm going in with my smudge tool, and I'm highlighting it so I can give you some depth and give you some contrast. And at this point, like I said, and I'm learning, and I've learned. So I've come to a point where I've learned that just because something's not right, that's why I make erasers. You might make a mistake, but you always have an option to do better. You could go back. Nothing's so far gone until until they close the casket. What my man Outkast and Big Boy says because I quote a lot of bars when I talk to people and stuff too. I guess it's just the hip hop culture in me, but say even the sun goes down, heroes eventually die, horoscopes often lie, but until they close that casket, it's him and I, Quim and I. So yeah, that was kind of I always kind of think of that in my head, because sometimes in life, people are heroes. That's why I wanted to do, saying the perspective that I was in my life when I was like working out, and sometimes we all need inspiration from somebody or something. Like my dad is an important person in my life. Like at first when I was little, I used to think my dad didn't really like me because he used to be on me like real hard all the time. And like now I appreciate it because showing me what hard work is, and and he was showing me what it is to be a man, and what hard work is, and some individuals don't have that. So like first up, that was my first, And then, when I say I got into the bodybuilding and stuff like that, or working out, pretty much just, trying to get stronger. Because my thing wasn't like bodybuilding. Man, I wanted a nice physique, whatever, but I wanted to get strong because I was, playing ball and stuff. And when that dude hit me, I just told myself, no, never again. I never again will I let a dude, uh, and I know I go off sometimes, but I'm laughing. I'm laughing because I was talking to this cat yesterday, and we're talking about that Wilder fight. And I had just kind of seen him, like, I guess he was doing an interview with somebody, maybe the Breakfast Club, Charlamagne the God or something. And he was comparing himself to like Mayweather, and but a heavyweight. And like, and I saw the meme. Like, I forgot if the fight was even on this weekend, but then I saw the meme, and I saw like his two lips was like way up here to the left, and his face was like down, like down. And I've seen this dude lips way up and to the right. And I'm like, whoa, this dude got, hey, that dude from Britain put them hands on him. Like, what I'm saying? He dropped them Fifth Ward beats on him, man. So I was like, whoa, that was crazy. And and I was just thinking about, just really thinking about, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, whew, this man got them hands put on him, and he was just, but and so I don't know. It's just, I was just thinking about that, but yeah, that was crazy, man. That was so crazy when I saw my man got whooped on. I kind of forgot my train of thought when I was talking about, but yeah, so getting back to kind of what I was saying, like those guys, like the Albert Beckles, the Lee Haney, and I say them, even though I was a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger, and stuff like that, but Lee Haney, he was the first guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, he kind of reminded me of my coach when I was in high school, Coach Brown, my high school football coach. He kind of, like, they was kind of similar build, kind of similar features and stuff like that. So, like, these were individuals to me that were my heroes. And that's what I'm saying. Going back to, like, saying heroes eventually died out. That was my point I was making with Wilder, saying, like, he's probably a hero to somebody, some young kid out there, saying, boxing, dude from Alabama. Big up to the Alabama boys. And, but, regardless, I seen like Dorian Yates now. He looks like, an average sized guy. But I remember these guys were beasts, like Paul Dillett. Paul Dillett was a monster. And, so I looked at these guys, and like, these were my heroes. Paul Dillett, Lee Haney, Dorian, his reign, Sean Ray. I used to make up saying, look, Sean Ray my cousin. Cause, yeah, but yeah, it's like Dorian, man, Paul Dillett, Dexter Jackson. He was kind of like on the scene a little bit. Flex Wheeler. So you had all these guys that were like pinnacle, but then you had like the Francos and the Arnolds and the you had my man from the Hulk, was his dang Lou Ferrigno, how can I forget him, and the Priest, and was it Lee Priest or something like that. Then you had like Dorian, Jay Cutler, newer guy, you know what I'm saying. And then you got Kai Green. These guys are, and then who was it? Kai Green, Ronnie Coleman came on scene. He was, man, and so it was real crazy. But yeah, now and going back to this horse, like the features right now, as you look at them, they're really starting to come in. You can see like the strong like eye bones and stuff like that. And again, it was really crazy. This is, oh yeah, stay tuned to this. I know my little end music coming on, but stay tuned because I got a little Easter egg at the end of this. You can see some of my sketch glass I'm gonna put on there, and I just wanted to show you a little picture of how that's gonna go. But here it is, guys. Here's my horse. I did ink it in as well, so I'm gonna put a picture too of it inked in. I always go over it with my my brush pen, my black ink brush pens that I got, and I'm gonna put a picture of that too. Like I said, you can go on our Instagram and you see. But yeah, here's where I'm at, y'all. I'm sorry I didn't have more content and stuff for y'all. Have some corrupt data. I gotta work on that and make sure I get that fixed and stuff like that. But thanks again, man. You are with me. This is your boy E-Ray, aka Edik, or Edik, aka E-Ray. This is my Albert Beckles. I wish I would have had, me starting that, but this is my etched glass piece, and then coming up right after this, it's gonna be me showing you it inked in, how the horse looked right after I inked it in. Thanks again, guys. Y'all have a good day. You know what I'm saying? And y'all stay up, be healthy, watch out for that coronavirus. Get y'all some zinc in y'all body, keep y'all immune systems up, some vegetables, vitamins and minerals. Peace. I'm out. E-Ray, you art with me.